Well, I come from a family with a big history of breast and ovarian cancer, going back 4 generations even. My great-grandmother died of ovarian cancer. It wasn't called that at the time, but in hindsight, we're positive she had ovarian cancer. She passed away when my grandmother was 18 years old, and then my mom's mother, my grandmother, she had breast cancer at an early age, passed away when I was only 4 years old. Then my mom's sister had breast cancer, metastasized. She passed away when her daughter was only 16 years old. So lots of young, early onset deaths from ovarian and breast cancer. And so I just really grew up with a cloud of knowing I was going to get breast cancer. I just always felt that very strongly. Back in 2005, my cousin called, now hitting my generation, and she was about 5 years older than I am, and she called and had told me she had stage 3 breast cancer. Luckily, she lived in Chicago, where they had heard of the genetic testing, and seeing her family history, they decided to check it out to decide what surgeries to do for her. They found that she had the BRCA1 mutation, and so they ended up taking her ovaries, and she's fine. Everything is great today, thank God. So she was the first one to discover in our family that we had the BRCA1 mutation. So my cousin called all the other cousins, and she was very excited that she had figured this out. Learned that if you had this mutation, you have an 87% chance of getting breast cancer and a 45% chance of getting ovarian cancer by age 70, and the recommended treatment was to remove your breasts and your ovaries. And upon hearing all that in my mid-30s, it sounded very overwhelming, and I was excited to have the knowledge, but I wasn't sure what to do with that. I did not immediately jump on the information. My uncle, however, is a radiologist in Nashville, Tennessee, and he dealt with oncology patients on a daily basis, and he realized how important that information was. And convinced his daughter to go get tested, and she also had the BRCA1 mutation. He convinced her to do the surgeries. I know she was a little reluctant, but she did do the prophylactic surgeries, and on biopsy of her breast tissue, she was found to have breast cancer started in 4 different places, and they got it all. She didn't have to do anything else. She had 2 young kids at home, just spared her family, all of that, and that blew me away. I could not believe it. I went from thinking she was absolutely crazy for doing these surgeries to thinking, wow, she just spared her family and herself a lot of anguish. That's really what it took for me to decide to get tested. So I took some time, kind of came to grips with some things, and eventually decided to get the genetic testing done. I was also found to be BRCA1 positive. So in 2006, at age 37, I had both surgeries done, and on biopsy of my breast tissue, I had breast cancer started in 3 different spots. It was DCIS. They got it all. However, it was grade 3. It was just about to go invasive, and my surgeon called and said, "You didn't just dodge a bullet, you dodged a cannon." So they caught it in the nick of time, and I just burst into tears on the phone, and it was crazy to think that I could take steps to save myself, what I knew was going to happen. We've had 3 people in our family under the age of 40 been tested that have found out and been able to do something about the cancer already started in their body, and we would never have known that had we not had the knowledge that genetic testing can give you, and I'm so grateful that we've had it.